are listening to Talking Hoosier Baseball,
a podcast
by fans from the IUBase.com website.
For anyone wanting more information on the Indiana University baseball program.
Welcome. We're recording this on Wednesday, August 26th, 2020. I'm Josh Bennett, joined by Stats Guru Cassidy Palmer, master of the RPI Carl James, and our special guest, Hoosier left-handed pitcher, Zach Behrmann. So now Carl's going to kick us off with some Hoosier highlights for the week.
Thank you, Josh. 2021 recruit TJ White won the Silver Slugger Award at the recent Diamond Prospect Palmetto Games. Aaron Slegers was the opener for Tampa Bay on Saturday night and threw 4 shutout no-hit innings with 5 strikeouts. That was quite an impressive start. Caleb Berriger earned his 3rd win, which now ties him for 4th on the all-time Hoosier alumni list. In this list includes Barry Jones with 33, Chris Peters with 19, Whitey Wilshire with 10, and Caleb Berriger has tied Ralph Brickner with 3. Probably be seeing more to come. Final piece of news was out of D1 Baseball, who ranked IU at number 32 on the top 100 programs of the decade. Seemed, I think, right in line with where they were in the overall programs list a few months ago. So that is the highlights for this past week. And now I'll hand it over to Cass, who's got some summer stat information for Zach.
Yeah, so I wanted to take a look at some of the most recent stats for Zach, and in this case, that's summer ball from out at the Grand Park Summer League. And this summer, Zach pitched 18 innings with a 3.5 ERA, had 21 strikeouts, and I like this one, gave up 0 home runs on the summer. So welcome to Talking Hoosier Baseball, Zach.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
We appreciate your time. So I'll get it started with the first question here. So who influenced your athletic career the most growing up?
I'd say growing up, definitely my older brother, Sam. I played with him like mostly when I was growing up. I'd always play up on his team. And just watching him play, he was a really good competitor and a really good pitcher. I wasn't as great back then at pitching, and I kind of learned from him and just aimed to be the competitor that he was, and I really shot to be better than he was.
Zach, what was your impression of playing with Canes Midwest organization?
The Canes, I still really in close contact with all the guys from there, with the coaches. I think it's the best organization in the Midwest area by far. My coaches, Jay Hunley and Philip Webb, those are 2 of the best dudes I've ever met, and by far 2 of the best coaches I've ever had. They'd do really anything for me to get me to where I wanted to be. And I was with the Canes for 2 years, but I only played one of the summers. And even when I wasn't playing because I was injured, I was still having the time of my life with the team. It was always a blast.
And what about Indiana Nitro?
The Nitro is a great organization too. It's kind of where I discovered myself as a pitcher and like gained confidence in myself with pitching in general and just playing. And like I really decided after that I was ready to just pursue pitching and give up hitting. And that kind of led to my decision to join the Canes.
So besides baseball, what other sports did you play growing up?
I didn't really play too many other sports. I played tennis a little bit when I was younger, but mainly just basketball. Basketball was my only other main sport, and I played through middle school. I was going to play through high school, but I got injured my 8th grade summer, so I kind of just decided to focus on baseball and try to make varsity baseball at North Central.
So, Zach, what went into your decision to reclassify and start IU a year early?
Well, it was actually a very late decision that was made. Coach Parker kind of brought it up to me the summer right after my junior year, but we never really talked about it much. And then a week before my senior year started, he kind of was like, we really actually want to do this. And I was really all for it. I was ready to go. Since I was injured that summer, I really wasn't playing, wasn't getting any like looks draft-wise. So it kind of felt like a no-brainer to me, and my parents were all in for it. And really, I just felt like I was mature enough academically and as a person to get to college that early and start that. And I was really just ready to get working with Coach Parker and the other coaches and learn what I needed to do to be able to play at the college level. And like draft wise, I knew I just wasn't physically there to even try to really pursue that.
So what kind of hoops do you have to jump through to reclassify?
I really just needed, it was kind of complicated at first getting all of like the NCAA forms, getting my eligibility, my amateurism forms and all that. But really just, I was really close to having the credits to graduate high school. So I like last minute changed my schedule, and I had enough math and science. So I didn't take any math and science senior year. Instead, I just took 2 English classes and 2 social studies. And that was all I really needed. And it was just like a weird, once the semester ended, I was just done. Didn't really talk much to like North Central after. I was just gone.
So you didn't see any game action, but what did you learn being with the team for the spring?
I learned a lot. I'm very glad that I made the decision to go early. Kind of saw like the pace that the game was played at. It's much faster than anything I'd ever played in high school or travel ball. And that atmosphere of a college baseball game is completely different than anything I had ever played in. And just like watching our team, other teams, watching at what I would need to do and get to where I need to be able to play as well. And it worked out well. Even with everything happening, I got to take all that I learned and then apply it to summer ball right away, kind of, and find myself really this summer.
And with this summer, you pitched primarily out of the pen in the Grand Park Summer League. What was kind of the hardest part of that transition from being a starter to coming out of the pen?
Definitely just getting loose before my outings. Used to being able to fully long toss, get all that done, take my time warming up, but relieving, I've got to go quick, get loose without being able to throw to the fence. And that part at first took a little bit of adjusting, but once I got used to that, it was really, I didn't mind it at all. It's a lot less thinking than starting, so I just really just went out there and threw. It's much easier.
So your curveball and its spin rate has seen national attention since high school. What has gone into developing that pitch?
I mean, my curveball has always kind of been my best, like, go-to off speed, and really I've always thrown it with confidence. So it's always just come easy, that pitch. Other pitches like change up, getting the right spin on a fastball has always been harder for me. But I've always had the confidence to throw a curve really where I want it and whenever I want to for a strike.
So who do you think has helped you the most developing your pitches?
Definitely my pitching coach back home, Greg Vogt. He runs PRP baseball. I've worked with him ever since my freshman fall of high school, and we've gotten to he knows me as a pitcher as well as I do, and he just knows when something isn't working. He's quick to find the correction, and he's helped me develop greatly as a thrower and a pitcher.
Are there any MLB guys that you kind of watch or try to mirror things you can steal from some of those?
Yeah, definitely Blake Snell of the Rays. We're pretty similar in the pitches that we throw and how we throw, and I like how he pitches with a lot of energy. And I kind of learn from him as much as I can when he's throwing.
So classes did start this week. So how are you adjusting to this unusual semester?
It's definitely been different than any other school semester I've done before. Really just finding time to designate to just watching lectures, joining Zooms, doing all my homework. It's nice not having to go to class, but it's also a lot harder to get motivated to watch lectures on my own time and do all that. And the biggest thing for me is just staying organized and knowing when I need to get things done by and turn things in.
And have you been told yet what your baseball activity will look like for this fall?
It's not, I hope it's going to happen, but we don't know for sure, of course, because of anything else that could happen with coronavirus. But we're supposed to have a 3-week span of individual workouts, which for me will be bullpens, starting September 3rd. And then we're all supposed to be able to lift in Memorial Stadium, which is nice. We're one of the few teams that get to do that. And then after the 3 weeks of individuals, we're supposed to start full team workouts, scrimmages, multiple days of the week.
So Zach, can you tell us some of the things that you've been able to learn from Coach Parker since you've been on campus?
Yeah, I've learned a lot from Coach Parker, and that was one of the main reasons, like I said, that I wanted to get here. But really the biggest thing, just the work and attention to detail that is required to be successful at this level, I'd say. And he has high aspirations for me as like I do. He's got similar goals for me that I do for myself. And I just feel like as long as I listen to what he has to say and I just follow him, he's a smart guy. He knows what he's talking about, that he'll get me to where I want to be.
So Zach, what are you majoring in?
I'm in sports management and marketing.
And Zach, what are some of your personal goals for the 2021 baseball season and maybe some team goals as well?
Really just to pitch as much as I can and contribute as much as I can. I'd like to hopefully be a starter, whether that's on the weekend or in midweek games. And then team-wise, just win baseball games. We have a really good team, I feel like, this year, and I think that we can make a good postseason run.
So were you a big Major League Baseball fan growing up?
I'm not a huge Major League guy. I haven't always had like a certain team that I followed, but there's pitchers here and there that I've like enjoyed watching and enjoyed looking after.
Who are some of those others?
Definitely when I was younger, Cole Hamels. He's lefty like I am. He's a longer, skinnier guy, and I always enjoyed watching him pitch for the Rangers. He's pretty good. And then definitely right now, Trevor, Bauer, and Mike Clevenger, they both like do their own thing. They're different guys, definitely, but they really don't care what anyone else has to say or thinks about them. And they just have a lot of fun playing, which I enjoy watching.
So you think personality-wise you line up with Bauer a little bit?
He's a little more out there than I am, I feel like, but definitely his energy, yeah.
Gotcha. So you mentioned sports management and marketing as your major. After you're done with baseball, what are your plans? What are you going to try to do?
I feel like I've been told by a lot of people that I'd make a good coach, so I want to do something with just like helping with other pitchers and work my way hopefully in like an MLB or college organization with pitching development.
So Zach, can you just tell us a little bit about between when the season got shut down and you started in summer ball, what was your activity looking like in that time frame?
I actually enjoyed the time that was spent from then. One of my friends from back home, it was like no facilities were open or anything, so just go throw at a field, local field, long toss every day, get on the mound whenever. And then lifting wise, he had a weight room, very small weight room in his garage that we would use. And I mean, it was honestly it was like a good time to separate yourself from others, I felt like. So I just tried to bust my tail as much as I could, gain as much ground on others that I could.
So I know you probably don't have a whole lot of time between workouts, baseball and school, but what kind of hobbies do you have? What kind of things do you like to do to unwind?
I don't really have too much. I mean, watch TV, movies at the house. I'm not really a big video game guy, but I'd say pick up basketball, one big thing that I like to do. And that's pretty much it. I don't do too much else.
Probably not a whole lot of time.
Yeah, definitely not in season or in the fall, no.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll do it for this edition of Talking Hoosier Baseball. Chris Feeney prepared the questions and the highlights for tonight's podcast. I want to give him a shout out, even though he's not on here with us. He's doing a lot of the heavy lifting behind the scenes. So read up on Indiana baseball at iubase.com. Follow us on Twitter at CUAtTheBart and at IUBase17. On Instagram, IUBase. And subscribe to the Talking Hoosier Baseball channel on YouTube, featuring these video podcasts, Summer League game clips, game day media availabilities, and more. So for Carl James, Cassidy Palmer, and Zach Behrmann, I'm Josh Bennett. See you at the bar.